Welcome to Standard Voice News Channel. I am Samira Ibrahim. Here are your top stories for today. Federal government sprays pesticides in Zamfara to boost food production. Nigeria's COVID-19 cases exceed 20,000 with 436 fresh infections. APC holds Edo governorship primary election. On business, aviation losses 63 billion naira to COVID-19. And on the international scene, Nigeria's embassy staff quarters in Ghana was demolished. Now the news in details. The federal government has commenced the aerial spraying of pesticides to control koala beds and other pests in Sokoto and Zamfara states. The idea is to boost food production and prevent losses in 2020 dry season farming. Governor Bello Matawalle, who flagged off the exercise, commended the federal government for the initiative geared towards ensuring food sufficiency in the country. The 2020 dry season aerial fumigation to control koala beds and other pests is being conducted at the Bakaluri irrigation farm of Zamfara State. The exercise, which is carried out annually by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, is aimed at preventing losses for dry season farmers. Governor Matawalle, who was represented by the Commissioner for Agriculture, Alhaji Aminu Sulaiman, said the bans of dry season food production are water and beds. He observed that the federal government's spraying of pesticides to control koala beds that are causing damage to crops would ensure bumper harvest for the farmers. The Zamfara State Agri Commissioner stressed that the exercise will enhance food production and improve the nation's economy. The Zonal Director of the Department of Pest Control in the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development in charge of Kebbi, Sokoto and Zamfara states, Malam Ya'u Makiri, wants Zamfara State government to increase its support to enable the federal and the state government assist farmers by eliminating the pests that are destroying their crops. At least 23 local vigilante members have been killed and several others injured when bandits attacked Ruwan Tufa community in Zamfara State. The spokesman for Zamfara State Police Command, SP Muhammad Shehu, confirmed the incident. He noted that the security officials were killed during the attack carried out between Saturday and Sunday in Moro local government area of Zamfara State. According to the command spokesman, trouble started when the bandits stormed the village on Saturday and rustled several cows belonging to the villagers. Local vigilante members were immediately mobilized in the area and went after the bandits, but were caught up in an ambush by the criminals. ASP Shehu explained that in the process, the bandits opened fire on the vigilante members, killing 10 people on the spot, while several others were severely injured. But residents of the community disclosed that while 10 bodies were recovered after the attack, 13 others died from gunshot injuries while undergoing treatment at the hospitals. Meanwhile, the command spokesman said a combined team of operatives from the police, army, and the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC) have been deployed to Moro local government area to go after the bandits. He added that the troops on Sunday rescued 6 persons who were abducted and taken into the forest by the bandits. A former chairman of Svtv local government area of Zamfara State, Alhaji Aliyu Abubakar MC, has commended the Standard Voice Television Gusau for its educative and entertainment programs. Alhaji Aliyu Abubakar MC made the commendation on Saturday when he visited the station to participate in its personality program, Gata Sarai. The former chairman expressed satisfaction with the mode of programs being transmitted in the state, which he said will go a long way towards educating the people of Zamfara State. Alhaji Aliyu Abubakar MC also promised to continue assisting the television station towards enhancing its relevance and growth in the state and the country as a whole. Troops have raided suspected bandit hideout at Ginde in Goma local government area of Benue State. The defense headquarters said Air Task Force ATF of Operation Lafia Dole also launched airstrikes on terrorist locations at Bulabello and Ngoske on the fringes of Sambisa Forest in Borno State. It said troops conducted precision airstrikes on bandits' hideout at Monhaye and Keta and Svtv local government area of Zamfara State. Defense Media Operations Coordinator Major General John Eniche, in a statement on Sunday, said the troops operating under Operation Akkad acted following reports of bandit activities in Ingini area. General Eniche said the camp was destroyed and troops deployed at Tunga also arrested 2 suspects who were linked to the kidnap of a local teacher in Foga local government area. He added that one locally made rifle was found in their possession, adding that the suspect had been handed over to police in a way for investigation. The defense headquarters commended the troops for their offensive actions against the bandit and other criminal elements in their areas of operation. The Juvenile Aid Foundation on Sunday flagged off its tree plantation campaign as part of efforts to check desert encroachment in Zamfara State. Speaking of the flag-off ceremony, the president of the foundation, Malam Kamal Namadi Dalhatu, said 1,000 tree seedlings will be planted throughout the state. Malam Kamal said they are embarking on the exercise based on the advice given to them by the Sarkin Katsanan Gusau Alhaji Ibrahim Bello, the State Commissioner of Health Alhaji Haya Muhammad Kanoma. And a bank manager Alhaji Mansur Kaura. Nigeria's COVID-19 cases have exceeded 20,000 as the country recorded 436 new infections on Sunday. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control (NCDC) disclosed this in a Twitter. According to the agency, of the new cases, 169 were recorded in Lagos, 52 in Oyo, and 31 in Plateau. Other affected states are Imo with 29 cases, Kaduna with 28, Ogun with 23, FCT and Enugu with 18 each, Bauchi with 17, Bayelsa with 14, Rivers with 8, Ogun and Kano with 6 each, Edo and Benue with 5 each, Adamawa with 3, Borno with 2, and Abia and Ekiti State with 1 each. The NCDC also noted that a total of 6,879 patients have recovered and have been discharged, while the death toll now stands at 518. The National Association of Resident Doctors (NAD) has suspended its indefinite strike, which started on June 15th. This followed a meeting between the association and Nigerian Governors Forum (NGF) in Abuja. NAD President Dr. Aliyu Sokomba announced this while addressing a news conference on Sunday in Abuja. NEC has resolved to suspend the ongoing indefinite strike with effect from Monday, June 22, 2020 by 8 a.m. prompt. The national officers shall continue negotiations with stakeholders and progress made shall be reviewed during the next National Executive Council meeting in July 2020. The decision to suspend the strike was taken in order to give the federal and the state governments time to fulfill the outstanding demand following an appeal by the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Chairman Nigerian Governors Forum, and other stakeholders. He acknowledged the provision of personal protective equipment (PPEs) in some hospitals, but said there were still need for sustained supplies. The All Progressives Congress (APC) is conducting its primary election for the forthcoming governorship poll in Edo State. This comes amid the lingering crisis in the party, which led to the suspension of the APC National Chairman Adams Oshomole and the exit of the incumbent governor Godwin Obaseki from the party. The secretary of the APC Governorship Primary Election Committee, Ajibola Bashiru, told Channels Television on Sunday that nothing will stop the election from holding on Monday. Mr. Basiru said they were set to conduct governorship primary election in Edo State, adding that they have met with the leadership of the state and have appointed presiding officers in line with the guidelines of the party at local government and ward levels. According to him, the exercise will commence by 8 a.m. at all 192 wards in 18 local government areas of the state. The party is conducting the exercise despite the warning by the state government that the APC must apply for a waiver before organizing a political gathering in any part of the state as it battles the spread of COVID-19. Meanwhile, the Federal High Court in Benin City had fixed June 22nd to decide on the mode of primary to be used by the party for the exercise. Ondo State Deputy Governor Abola Ajayi has resigned his membership of the ruling All Progressives Congress (APC) and obtained the membership card of the opposition People's Democratic Party (PDP). Mr. Abola obtained the membership of the PDP at Apoy Ward 2 in Kiribo, Ese Odo local government area of the state, after tendering his resignation of the APC at the same ward. This is coming less than 24 hours after security operatives stopped him from moving some of his personal property from the government house. His resignation from the APC puts an end to the speculation trailing his planned defection. Mr. Abola's resignation follows a frosty relationship between him and the state governor, Rotimi Akeredolu, for some months now. The Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, and Minister of Justice, Malam Abubakar Malami-San, has urged the media practitioners in the country to avoid fake news and hate speech in the course of discharging their personal duties. The AGF made the plea in Abuja while inaugurating the newly elected executive officers of the National Association of Judiciary Correspondents, NAJUC, held at the Olusegun Obasanjo Auditorium of the Federal Ministry of Justice. According to the minister, media practitioners should respect the sanctity of the ethics of journalism at all times. He advised them to avoid fake news, hate speech, and other practices inimical to the concept of fairness and objective reporting. While describing the election of the officers as historic, Malemi further acknowledged the invaluable contribution of judiciary journalists in the development of journalism and enhancement of the coverage of Ministry of Justice activities and judicial sector. He assured the association of his ministry's support for the media in disseminating credible, true, accurate, and reliable information devoid of mischief. President Muhammadu Buhari and the Senate President Ahmed Lawal on Sunday met behind closed doors at the State House in Abuja. The Senate President revealed this in a tweet on his official handle, where he noted that they discussed the crisis in the All Progressives Congress (APC) as well as the national security, among other issues. According to Senator Lawal, the party will take certain actions to see that the crisis within the party is resolved. Senator Lawal called on the country's security chiefs to sit up, but admits that the security agencies need more funding as well as manpower to tackle the challenges facing Nigeria.
And we believe that the Senate and indeed the National Assembly is positively disposed to receiving even supplementary budget, purposely to address the fundamental needs of the security agencies of our country so that we are able to empower them, enable them to fight the Boko Haram in the northeast, banditry, and other security challenges across the country. So this is one. Secondly, we also believe that in the Senate particularly, we believe that we need to provide more resources for recruitment by the security agencies.
The Senate President said the current situation in APC should not and must not be allowed to further degenerate than it has.
By the grace of God, in a very few days, we will see certain actions that will be taken. The situation must not be allowed to degenerate further than it has. And I believe that we must go into our constitution, the constitution of our party, and see how we are to address this. But we must not allow the situation to continue as it is today.
Sunday, 21st June 2020 was universally observed as Father's Day. The day is set aside to enable youth to review their efforts towards helping their parents. Speaking on the occasion, Kano State Governor Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje congratulated all fathers and called on them to continue to look after their families.
Today is the Father's Day. I would like to seize this opportunity to congratulate all fathers, and I urge all fathers to continue looking after their families, to continue to monitor the discipline of their children, to ensure that their children get quality education. We have a very big issue among the society now, that is drug addiction, and parents have a great role to play. Before outsiders come and notice how your children are behaving, you are the first person to know the condition of your children.
Similarly, our team of correspondents, B. Khalifa Gusau and Fauzia Ibrahim, went around Gusau Metropolis to seek the opinion of people on the Father's Day celebration. Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje of Kano State mourns Professor Haruna Wakili's death. The shocking death, and one of the most difficult to bear, of Professor Haruna Wakili is not only shocking but devastating to academia that is being manifested in true pursuance of knowledge which characterized the whole life of the deceased. The statement came from the Kano State Governor Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje while mourning the death of the late historian from Bayero University, Kano, Professor Haruna Wakili, who was the director of Center for Democratic Research and Training, Mambaya House, and Deputy Vice-Chancellor Administration of the university. Governor Ganduje laments that with the demise of Professor Wakili, history as a discipline suffers a setback, particularly talking about decent, disciplined, coherent and promising scholar at the level of Professor Wakili in the country. It is therefore with deep sense of sorrow and unbearable feeling of existence of gap that the Governor of Kano State, on behalf of the government and the good people of Kano State, extended their condolence to the immediate family of the unrelenting and not lazy Professor Haruna Wakili over his death. On business, over to Fauzia Ibrahim.
Hello there, welcome to Business Updates. A report by the Ministry of Aviation says the aviation industry lost over 63 billion to the ravaging effects of coronavirus pandemic, describing the air transport value chain as the hardest hit of the deadly virus. The report said over 90% of operations and activities were adversely affected, resulting in monthly loss value at 21 billion. The report indicated that the ravaging effect of the virus in the sector has forced the government to consider working out a recovery plan aimed at providing financial support where necessary to sustain air connectivity for passengers operation and cargo flights. Besides the financial support proposed for the industry, the report indicated that the government is rejigging its plan to fast-track the establishment of a private sector-driven national carrier, which is expected to generate significant revenue and contribute to gross domestic product (GDP). The project is expected to create activity in the wider economy for suppliers, importers, exporters, and manufacturers. The objectives and guiding principles is to save existing aviation industry organizations any jobs through the targeted stimulus package, as well as fast-track the establishment of a private sector-driven national carrier. There is need to strengthen the aviation sector so that it survives and creates job opportunities and support general economic activities, including transport logistics. The project elements will include extended grant support, including payroll support to the aviation industry, including airlines, handlers, caterers, and related service. According to experts familiar with this matter, the report proposed the provision of single-digit soft loan with long-term repayments plan, deferred payment of tax, and filing dates. The government is working to ensure the removal of value-added tax from airline ticket as approved by Federal Executive Council. It seeks the provision of COVID-19 tests for all passengers and crew. And that's all on the business update. I'm Svtv Ibrahim. Have a nice day.
And on the international scene, man who reportedly claimed to own the land where the staff quarters of the Nigerian High Commission in Ghana was erected has demolished some portion of the building. It was gathered that the demolition exercise was said to have been carried out late Friday, although the Nigerian government has yet to react to the incident. A source at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs revealed that a businessman had claimed that the Nigerian High Commission's staff quarters was being built on his land. The man reportedly showed up last week with some pieces of evidence to support his claim and began to knock down the fence surrounding the building. According to the source, the action of the man was not opposed, while the Nigerian High Commission petitioned the Ghanaian government about it, but there was no response. Days later, he was said to have returned to the premises of the staff quarters, at this time with a bulldozer, and began to pull down the building. That has been the news from Standard Voice Television. To end the news, a quick look at the major headlines. Federal government sprays pesticides in Zamfara to boost food production. Nigeria's COVID-19 cases exceed 20,000 with 436 fresh infections. APC holds Edo governorship primary election. On business, aviation losses 63 billion naira to COVID-19. And on the international scene, Nigeria's embassy staff quarters in Ghana was demolished. That's the news. On behalf of the production crew, Head of News and Current Affairs Department, Ibrahim Garabotanau, I am Samira Ibrahim, wishing you a pleasant day. Keep watching Standard Voice Television News. Goodbye.